After listening to some hermetic techniques yesterday, I tried to implement them into my meditation. Mainly for there to be no goal to my meditation, to either go with the thoughts or to sit in absence. Also for the energy that's collected within me, how I think/manage that. Do I collect it or put it somewhere? Today I tried to have no goal. I explored not being empty, and I followed my thoughts. I saw the space I would be doing work in. A circular black room, seats around its perimeter, and a clear floor and ceiling that light can enter through. After that, I saw an angry/negative aspect. I spoke to it, and told it I didn't need it, but I had respect for it. I said I needed balance and brought light to it. I then saw a large amount of shadows around me. I figured they believe in me, that they were people who were close to me, past family. I acknowledged them. I then surrounded myself with light and focused on the area between my eyes. My mind was still for the duration of the session. It did sway, but it never went too far. In the previous session, I let my mind go anywhere. I don't think that was right as a beginner. I think I should try to focus if I have that in me. No goals, but also some effort. Try to find balance. There has been a large gap. Getting into it wasn't as hard as I thought. Thoughts shifted around, some moments of mental oasis. I went for 30 minutes. I tried not to force my mind to stop thinking and just let myself get there. I even got a tingling sensation later. My physical body didn't feel right though. I wonder if this is something to actively work on. I'm also wondering how I can use meditation, or if it's even something to be used. I think it's just meant to distance myself from the wasteland of loose thoughts and get me connected with myself/true will. I felt more under control today. I really didn't think about much. My body felt comfortable. There were longer periods of no thoughts. A part of me wants to start focusing on just those patterns on the inside of my eyes. I don't think that's true to the no thoughts idea of meditation. I need to do more research on meditation. There was a moment in which I felt that thing where my body felt tingly. Felt like when that happens, I've been still in all aspects. When it went away, I felt very clear and renewed. Yesterday, I was learning about Carl Jung's active imagination and how that was used to communicate with the subconscious. I don't know why I meditate in the mornings at this point. I do know I feel a bit better, but I don't know why exactly. I hope it's not just a cross task. Today I decided to test my focus by trying this active imagination technique that was vaguely underlined in my thoughts. Although it does feel like I should only be using my mornings to make space in my mind. Who cares though? I feel I was successful. I communicated with 3 entities in my mind. An old man, a woman, and my mom. The old man was cautious, said little, but seemed optimistic. He was okay with his set of characteristics. He said I would become like him. Most of his answers were less than 3 words. He felt like an old wise man. I couldn't make out what he looked like. I don't know if that's because these things have no form, or if my imagination I did not intend on meeting this one. She was more vocal and answered my questions thoroughly. She said she was wisdom or knowledge. She said she was a strong force in me because of my mom. She said my relationship with learning has always been in relation to my mother. I should remember her when I learn. This entity was blue, or more like shrouded in blue mist. The last one was a familiar female spirit I felt was my mother because she felt happy that I was able to perceive her. A warm yellow light exuded from where she was. We didn't speak much, but she had an Indian accent. She hugged me, and I felt my body get that refreshed meditation feel/tingle. I spoke to the pain in my back, which wanted exercise because I sit too much. I closed off by surrounding myself with all these different aspects, and they all shot different colored energy to the top of my head. I felt the pressure I usually feel on my forehead, but this time at the top of my head. My mind was absolutely blank today. Not many unwanted stray thoughts. I also felt more clear and relaxed right from the start. I think it's because I slept so much. Or maybe it was the last meditation I had. Or even because my last card was the Ace of Swords. I imagined a horizontal sword touching the point on my forehead with the tip of its blade. I tried to do the active imagination technique during the second half of meditation, but it was very foggy. I spoke with a vague figure who said he influences my actions. I asked why. He said it was for energy. My actions that produce energy give him energy. He felt parasitic. I imagined a room that I would like this to take place in, the inner work. A black room, circular, with no corners, huge windows that view stars, and a seat in the middle, with several seats along the perimeter. I sit in the middle, and my guests in my imagination sit around me. I approach them. I imagined this room before in the past. They weren't receptive to my approach, so I just meditated on my younger self. I recalled my love of frogs. I used to scoop up baby frogs, and I wanted to keep them. I loved reptiles, snakes, lizards, etc. I invited this younger self to meditate with me. Today was simple. I didn't do much of the thought following. I instead just let my mind rest, and I focused on my forehead. I want focus and image retention. First half, I was a blank mind. Second half, I focused on my forehead and imagined a circle with an outer ring that breathed with me. I don't know why, but the feeling of novelty has vanished. Now I am introduced to this practice for what it is. My mind was a bit scattered today, but I didn't try and force myself to be focused. The honeymoon phase is over. Today I woke up early from an intense dream. I was left with a lot of room for my mind to be still. At first, I focused on my forehead. Then I focused on my body. I noticed that when my body gets those tingling feelings, the pain would go away. mind temple. I imagine myself as a ball of light over a cushion. My inner child as a moon over myself, and several cushions around me for visitors. I hold this image to allow my mind to focus better. We have many distractions today. 30 minutes feels longer now. I open my eyes and allow my focus to loosely take the room. I see faint movements and color changes in my perception. Reminded me of when I would see eyes after I would paint them. I got back from vacation yesterday. Meditating was fairly fluid today. 30 minutes. I was still, thoughts came and went. Today, two things arose. One, I separated from myself into two. An orb that floated above me and my body. The orb was immaterial and my body was material, no different from the bed I meditate on. I would switch perspectives from my own to the orb's view of myself. My general goal is to have my mind's eye view more clearly. As of right now, it takes a lot of focus, and the views are a bit fuzzy. The second exercise was even less intentional. A view of an abstract filing system of my mind appeared, and a voice explained this to me. I asked questions, and the disembodied voice explained I was a custodian of sorts. He said down below a dark sublevel was where the less accessible thoughts were, the repressed, etc. And what was accessible was the distracting thoughts I would soon be greeted by. They were shrouded in blue, a blue similar to being near the surface of water from underneath. I'm resetting. I haven't felt the drive to pay attention to myself in a while. I'm making an attempt again. I meditated for 20 minutes but ended prematurely because I was forming a to-do list in my mind. Work has taken me over, and I must reclaim my peace of mind. I will start 15-minute meditations with no thoughts. I think I need to separate active imagination from meditation.